What's going on, everybody? Dylan here with Espresso Outlet, and today we are going to be kind of going briefly over this espresso machine that came to my house about a week ago. So, in front of us here is the La Spaziale S1 Dream T espresso machine. This espresso machine is a dual boiler coming in at about 2250. It's got options of color of red or black. Some of the key features here that I want to point out. So this machine, like I said, is a dual boiler. It's got a ton of programmable options, and I believe it goes up to 4 users. So if you have multiple people in your house that are using different espresso, or maybe even the same espresso, but you decide you want to use a different ratio, like maybe someone in the house likes a 1-to-1, they like a ristretto, and then maybe somebody else likes a 1-to-2 and 1-to-2.5. You can go up to 4 different users with this machine, and then you can actually program the single or double cup button that allows you to get the most out of your espresso machine at home. This is also, it could be used as well on a coffee cart, and I'm going to show you just how great this machine has been, and I will attempt to froth milk on the machine. I am still recovering from a fracture on my wrist, so I don't have the best mobility yet. So I will do the best that I can, but at least you can see the quality of steam that it produces. So I am going to go over just a couple things here. So it does have the steam wand here, which is movable pretty much in any direction you would like, whether you want to steam from like the side or in the front. Its water spout down here is adjustable a little bit. It moves back and forth. It's on a swivel. You can also control that by here. The cool thing about this machine is you can actually set how long you want the hot water to go. So like if you're doing a Americano and you want 8 ounces of water, you could time it out to where you can stop it at 8 ounces of water, and it gives you that perfect water. It'll stop. It's really nice. Also, you have here, I'll just give up a little closer in here. So you have different options on this menu. So as you can see, it actually says Dylan L here. So this is obviously, this is my user profile. I'm the only one that uses it, but I wanted to set mine up just so I can show you guys. I have it set up at 201 degrees. I'm using a medium roast, so I don't want to go too hot. And then also it's nice because you can kind of go through the options. So to change the user, you just hold the arrow down for about 5 seconds here. And then it comes to this user menu. So you can either create a new user. This is the user that comes with the machine. Or you can just go and click whichever one you want. I'm going to obviously click on mine. Now, let's say I have mine set at 201 degrees, and you want to do 205 degrees. And let's say I switch to that user. You have to wait a second because it's going to have to adjust on that temperature before you can use it if you want to use your user profile. It'll also give you a message here just to let you know, like, hey, we do have to wait to set that up. You also set the time as well, so I have it set for 10:41 a.m., which is my time right now. We are live. And then to go to access the menu, you just want to hold this button. This is kind of like your menu button. You hold it for about 3 seconds, and it'll bring you to a different menu. Let me see if I can get a better view of that. There you go. So you can see we're home now. So if we move that down, you can change the calendar, the time, the beeping sound. Some people don't like the beeping. I like the beeping to a certain extent just because it's easier to tell if you're clicking the button. It's just better for me. You can change the language. You can do the backlight LCD. So these two lights right here, they're super bright. And you'll see that more when we go into the machine. There is a timer. There's counter, so it tells how many times this user has pulled shots. And then you can go to program, which is what I'll show you in a second here. Different service options. You have your filter, alarms, read and write. So what read and write is, so there's actually a port. Let me see if I can show you. Right there. It's kind of hard for me to pull it out right now because of my hand. But that port is actually a USB. So you can actually write different programs, and you can actually, if somebody has a La Speziale, you can actually plug it into theirs, and it'll actually read your user profiles to where they can use that as well, which is really cool. And you can also write your own. So it says read and write. The write will allow you to create your own, and then you can use it for yourself. Here's the LEDs. You have different grinding options, shutdown options, group head cleaning. So that's obviously if you want to clean your port filter, which you should, or your group head. Keeps the machine clean, which you should do fairly often. It's also got a screensaver, a time update here, and then you got different contrasts for the menu options here. Just a lot of different options. The one that you're going to use the most would be the program. So we're going to go to program. So I'm on Dylan's, so I'll click on Dylan's. And then to do your dosing, so what you do, so you can actually change the coffee temperature, the boiler temperature. You can do coffee doses. This is actually where you're going to set the time for your shot. Your hot water timing. So let's say we go to here. You can go to manual or automatic. Let's say we go automatic. See, it shows 5 seconds. So that's going to run your hot water for 5 seconds. Now, however many grams that is, you can just go based off what it goes. And if you want a little bit longer, you can go up in time, you can go down in time, and it should be pretty well for you. Pre-infusion, there is your profile name, and then you can delete the profile. So let's go to coffee doses. So here you see on mine, I actually have mine set up. It's kind of hard to read. Shows it there. So my single and double are actually at 25 seconds. I don't use the single. I mean, you could use a single and just do different times for different coffees. But since I'm using one coffee and I'm doing a double shot, my double shot, I have it set for 25 seconds. So normally I do about 27 to 30 seconds when dialing in a 1 to 2. However, I found that with the coffee that I'm using right now and its current rest date, I actually prefer a quicker shot at 25 seconds as opposed to that 27 to 30 second range. So that's just based on my preference, but this is what I have the machine set at currently. So to go back, just go back to Dylan up here, and then you can actually just go to back, come all the way up to home, and then you're back at the main menu where it shows Dylan once again, and then we can kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and pull a shot. So I will prep here. Just go ahead and wipe it down. Again, I don't have much range of motion in my wrist. It's my left wrist, so just kind of bear with me here. I also don't have the proper tools. I have 54 millimeter, which seems to work pretty decent. This is actually a 53 millimeter, but for some reason a 54 fits. So I'm just using what I have for my Breville. All right, so get a little bit of WD-T, and then we're going to distribute. I actually prefer bottomless because you don't get this mess like I do have here on the tamping mat. Just because with bottomless, once it's dry, You're not going to get that extra from the basket to the bottom part of the spout to where it's going to keep leaking, which is kind of messy, but it's good when you're in a cafe. You don't have to really worry about everything going everywhere. So I have a little bit of coffee grind stuck to the portafilter, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and lock this in. I don't have to time it because I already have my shot already programmed. So we're going to go ahead and start it. So we're going to do the double cup. So this is going to give me what I have programmed. So it'll automatically stop at that 25 seconds, which is super nice. So this is a dual boiler, so you can actually pull a shot and froth milk at the same time. However, I am not going to do that just so I can show for the sake of the video the two separate. Okay, so here is the first shot. So crema is nice here. And then I'm going to go ahead and froth some milk. So like I said, bear with me here as my frothing milk is not going to be the greatest because I don't have a lot of mobility here. That's as much as I can move my wrist down. So here we go. As you can see, the steam though is really good. So as you see, it goes by pretty quick. So if you're not used to fast steaming, this is a commercialized machine, so it's pretty quick. Some really nice silky milk here. And then I will attempt to pour some latte art. So a little shaky, I can't really move it. Here we go. All right. So as you see, it produces pretty good milk. Yeah, I mean, how does it taste? I guess that's the most important part. So let's go ahead and give it a try here. Super good, super creamy. Like I said, this machine has been great. I've had it for the last week or so, and I just love the ability to program it as much as possible with the dosing, with the boiler, with the even the hot water spout, which has been nice. It's got a 3-liter boiler, I believe. Let me check on that to make sure. So it's got a 3-liter water tank. It is a manual fill. The water tank is actually here. So to get to that, you pull this out and it comes straight to the water tank. I will do that in a different video on how to do everything. The nice thing is it does have these lights, these LED lights that shine down. So when you're pulling a shot, maybe at nighttime or whatever, it's just easier for you to see the shot coming out. PID adjustable control to 1 degree Fahrenheit, which is super nice. Built-in clock with a programmable timer. And then, like I said, the really nice thing is it allows for 4 programmable profiles for more people at home, and it functions on 15 amp, and this is a 10 volt machine. So if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, whether I catch it live or whether it's post video. But this is the first look at the Spaziale Dream. It's great. I have enjoyed using it. It's commercial capable if you're starting a small business with a coffee cart. Yeah, I mean, it's been great. And if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Again, the price is $22.50 online. You can get that in black or red. So just to make sure there's any comments. No. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. My name's Dylan with Espresso Outlet, and I'll catch you in the next one.